Well, tonight's lesson is about giving people what we owe them. And we're going to find out what that means as we hear the story. There were some men who were very jealous of Jesus because before Jesus came on the scene, all the people came and asked them about God. And they liked being the centre of attention. They liked not telling people about God, but the people coming to them and making them feel they were important. So they told the people about what they did and how God thought they were. Didn't want to tell the people about God loving them and how to get to heaven. When Jesus came, he told the people what God was really like, how much he loved them, about how to live for God and how to go to heaven. And so, of course, all the people wanted to go and hear Jesus now and not these other men. So they thought, if we can trick Jesus, if we can get him into trouble and get him out of the way, then all the people will come back and ask us about God once more. So one day they went to Jesus and they said to him, "Good teacher, we know you don't listen to men, but you listen to God and do what he says. We need to ask you a question. Should we pay taxes to Caesar? Is it right or not?" Now, this was a cunning plan by them, because if Jesus said, "No, you shouldn't pay taxes," they go to the Romans and say, "This Jesus, he's saying we shouldn't pay our taxes. He's saying he's causing trouble for you." And the Romans are put into prison. If Jesus said, "Pay the taxes," then they could go to the Jewish people, their people, and say, "This Jesus, he's telling us to do whatever the Romans want us to do, to give them all our money. He's not worried about us. He'd rather be a friend of the Romans." And the people wouldn't bother with Jesus. They just want to bother with these other men again. And Jesus knew they were trying to trick him. So he said, "Bring me a coin, a denarius." So they brought him a silver coin, a denarius, and that was how much you'd get paid for a day's work. And he said to them, "Whose picture is on there and whose name is on there?" And they said, "Caesar's." And Jesus said, "Give to Caesar what is Caesar's and give to God what is God's." That is, if you owe Caesar money, then pay him, but you should give to God even more so what you should give to God. Well, giving to Caesar was easy, wasn't it? And giving to God, it's a bit more hard to think about. Do you know, the men were so amazed at Jesus' answer, they couldn't think of anything else to say to him, and they walked away. Well, we need to think about what we need to give to God. Well, first of all, we should believe in him. We should tell him he's real, he's true. He's the God, as the Bible tells us he is. We should believe that he's the creator of heaven and earth and all the things in them. Most of all, we should give him our love, because he's loved us in such a way that he's given his son Jesus to die on the cross and punished him so we could take away our bad things, our sin, so we could be God's friend and go to heaven. So most of all, we need to give God our love. And the question is tonight, we might say, well, yes, I give people, if I owe them anything, I give it to them. Like if I owe somebody money, if I borrowed 50p off my friend, I'll go and I give it back. But are we going to give to God what we should give to God? Respect, love, and especially to show God that we love him by taking his way to heaven, trusting in the Lord Jesus. I hope you will, I hope I will, and I hope one day, having done that, we'll all be in heaven together. Well, we're going to have a quick quiz now. Okay, here we go. Why did some men ask Jesus a question? To get him into trouble? Because they were bored? Because they wanted to know the answer? Well, they wanted to get Jesus into trouble, didn't they? Which coin did Jesus ask them for? An American dollar? A denarius? A pound coin? Well done if you said denarius. Whose picture and name were on the coin? The Queen? Mike? Me? Caesar? Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister? Well done if you said Caesar. How much work did you have to do to get paid a denarius? 1 day, 1 week, or 1 year? 1 day. Well done if you remember that. Jesus said, what should we give to Caesar and what should we give to God? Okay? You could say, Jesus said, give to Caesar what's Caesar's, give to God what's God's, or give to Caesar what we owe him, give to God what we owe him. And finally, true or false, the men were so amazed at Jesus' answer that they went away with nothing else to say. It was true, wasn't it? They couldn't think of anything else to say to Jesus because his answer was so wonderful and so great. Excellent stuff. Okay, the squeak of the toy. That means it's activity time. If you have your coins, and I've got a set in the picture I'm going to show in a little while. Get a piece of paper and a pencil, put it on top, the paper on top of the coin, and rub the pencil across it. Not too heavy, but if you rub it just light enough, you get pictures of the coin coming through like this. I know you can't see that very well, but that's one I did earlier with the 50p, and you can do both sides, and you'll have a picture of a coin. Now, if you take that picture of a coin into a shop, could you spend it? No, of course you couldn't. That's been silly, isn't it? But you know, lots of people try other things than trusting in Jesus to go to heaven. Things that are only pretend ways to go to heaven. Things that are not real. Being kind, being nice, tidying your bedroom up, being good, again, and even go to church, pray, read the Bible. All these things are really good, but that's not the real way to heaven. The only way to get there is God's way of trusting in the Lord Jesus to take us there to be with him forever. Now, if you've got your coins, turn them over on the surface and look at the back of them. Okay, you can see my coins in the picture. They've all got two things that are exactly the same. If you have the coins in front of you rather than on the screen, it's going to be a lot easier. But can you see what the two things are? Some are larger, some are smaller, some are different shapes. But the two things they have that are the same is that they all have the Queen's head on the back, and they all have the Queen's name. Do you remember in the story we said on the coin, the denarius, there was Caesar's picture and Caesar's name. And the king or queen were ruling. They made money with a name and picture on it, so people would know who they are and would know who was ruling over them. There's ways to show them who the boss was. But you know something? If we draw a coin, okay, if you have pencil and paper, draw a coin, doesn't matter what sort of shape it is, and I want you to write a name on there of the person who's in charge of you going to heaven. Is it you? Is it God? Or is it someone else? I hope it's God. If you draw the other side of the coin, you can write the name Jesus in there, because God in heaven made the way for us to go to heaven, and Jesus is the one who made it happen. He's the one who made it possible for us to go there by dying on the cross and being punished for our sin and the bad things we've done. If we trust and believe in him, he can take those sins away and we can go to heaven to be with God forever. Now, if you got a different name on your coin, on one side or the other, it's not God and Jesus, then you need to think about who you're trusting to get to heaven. So it really needs to be God and Jesus. Okay? Excellent. Now, okay. Got some games here now. Okay? These are games that you can play when we finished. We're going to show you how to play them. Alright? The first one is the money box race. So John money box, here's my money box. It's a monster, alien, whatever you want to call it. Okay, wobbly arms. There's money inside. All you have to do is take the stopper out. Oh, I lost my stopper. Get the money out. Okay, and put the money. Mine's stuck inside because of the stopper. And put the money back in the money box. Okay. Ah, there we go. Oh, where's the money box? Okay, right. And see how quickly you can take all the money out and put it back in again. You can have a race against people. You can see how fast you can do it. But one thing, don't forget to put the stopper back in the bottom. Otherwise, the money will all fall back out again. Well, the other game is a very old game that I played when I was a boy. It's called Shove Halfpenny or Shove Halfpenny. Okay, and you need either the edge of a cupboard or the edge of a table, and you need a coin. We're using original halfpennies or halfpennies. Okay, and you put it sort of half over the edge, and the idea is to use the flat of your hand, as you can see from the picture. If you're using a table, to knock it as close to the edge of the table as possible. If you're using a worktop, to knock it as close to the wall as you can. Okay, you can play this game by yourself. You can play it with your friends. Just use the same sort of coins, otherwise somebody say you're cheating or you've got better coins than them. Okay, I think that's everything for this week. Just say thank you again for joining in. Don't forget, next week, party time. So please join us for episode 10. See you then. Bye. Have a good week in school.